Look funny. Uh. Such a bad idea. Okay. Hmm. Hello. So. Let's see. Going to. See if anybody's in the live stream. You can go ahead and post in the chat. This is my first time doing this. So I think I have audio. Yes, I'm showing the audio on the stream, I believe. Look at my beautiful face there on the screen. Should have gone to a beauty parlor before I came online this morning. So. Cool. So the main newsletter has gone out. That's good. Whoops, I sent a click here to view the auction on the newsletter, but didn't actually put a link there. Ah, man, I thought I could do just about everything I needed to by this morning, but I fell just a little bit short of being able to have all my T's crossed and my I's dotted. So usually I'm able to get way ahead of myself, but this time it was a challenge. So I'd like to, let's see. Oh, it says YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. So I apologize if you're experiencing any video hiccups. Let's see. Fuzzy Super Pie is asking in the main chat, will the auction only take place at release time or later in the week? The auctions are supposed to start with the new batch release. I just didn't have it up and ready. There were technical problems, so I'm having the people who create that Shopify app help me out with that. And then it'll go on for a week. So I'll write that in writing. So the auctions are supposed to start when the batch is, let's say, as soon as supposed to be started as soon as the batch is released. I had some technical problems getting auction running in time. I want the auctions to end during the live stream, so around 45 minutes after the batch release. So I want to have the auctions end about 45 minutes into this stream, so we can see, is anybody bidding, who's the winner going to be. As we get bigger and there are more and more eyes here, I kind of see this as a game that we're all kind of like, well, you know, is this batch gonna sell for value, or somebody see it as worth more than retail value, I think it'll be fun. And I think hopefully it'll start to create a bit more community and excitement around the passive income cards. So I'd also like to share my screen. I was kind of having problems getting that up and running. I'm sure if you're watching now, you're probably in the Discord chat. If not, there are Discord chats on the, there's a Discord link on YouTube. If you want to get access to the Discord, and go ahead and post in the YouTube chat. Otherwise, you can just communicate with me inside of the Blockchain Kingdoms Discord. Cool. Is anybody watching the live stream? How is the video quality? Because it's telling me the stream's bitrate is lower than the recommended bitrate. Don't know if it's doing badly. But the store should be open, so hopefully nobody's having any trouble accessing it. Okay, cool. So Fuzzy Super Pie says the video quality is pretty good, and so is the audio. Let's see. I am going to start running advertisements again on Facebook this week for Blockchain Kingdoms and the store. So I'm kind of working out some issues with the pixel, which is how Facebook tracks how users interact with Facebook's whole customer base information. I was having trouble getting that up and running over the weekend, so lots of technical things I get to play with. The auction system, Facebook Pixel. But when I get those things solved, I'm going to be pretty happy, because it'll allow me to get more eyes on Blockchain Kingdoms and the store again. And everyone who's already interested in Blockchain Kingdoms, who has interacted with our Facebook page or our advertisements on Facebook during our crowdfund and before that, we'll be able to see that we have a store up and that we now have these passive income cards. We'll also be able to target people who are already interested in Ethereum tokens and NFTs and trading. So we actually have not run advertisements for quite a while. So I'll be happy to get that back up and running and keep growing the user base for Blockchain Kingdoms. It'll be fun. We've had an entire sellout on the Metaverse. I think I might know who that is. Someone who's been with us for a while. That is really cool. I like the Tabitha Links cards. I wish I could get my video up here. I don't want to kind of reveal what's going on in my browser because I'm in blockchain and I want to be very careful about what I reveal on the stream. I don't want to be giving away any passwords or anything sensitive in regards to Blockchain Kingdoms and our back-end API stuff. I do have Microsoft Edge, but for some reason, select that's my email. I may not want to be showing you my email depending on, again, sensitive stuff. Let's see what it says here. It says Robert Alvarez. Robert Alvarez is my legal name. As anybody who's gotten the equity agreement knows, that is what Blockchain Kingdoms is actually. Blockchain Kingdoms is registered under my legal name, which is Robert Alvarez, in the state of Delaware. So we're incorporated in Delaware, and so if you were to look up Trusardi Studios in Delaware, you will see Robert Alvarez is the company owner, CEO, all of that stuff. I'm everything for the company right now. So. See, so I'm actually just going to close out of my browser entirely right now. So if I go to browser only now, and I go to, here we go. Cool. Cool, there we go. So I've just closed out of basically all the other browser information. Just so now the only browser window open I have is the shop. So I can see the shop here. Let's see. Is the stream still running? I just realized I closed the YouTube window. I don't know if that ends the stream. So I may be talking to myself right now. Alright, cool. Yeah, if you're talking in the live stream chat, actually, I can actually open that up in this other window here. Should probably do that. Man, these windows and what they're showing on the stream and not. Let's see. So switching to Blockchain Kingdoms YouTube on Edge, which is not on the live stream. And then I can go to my channel and manage that. So what do you guys think? Do you think this is a good time for the releases? Because I can change the releases. I can change this to like Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific time, Eastern time. Since I'm doing a live stream, thinking maybe there's a better time to do these. Monday morning. I'm kind of wondering what's going on in the stock market, but I can't because I'm doing the stream. So this is this is hindsight now, right? Thinking, maybe Monday morning 7 a.m. might not be the best time. So when is it the best time? Because ideally we would want to do the best time to hold the batch releases as well as do the live stream. Let's see where refreshing the page again. So the cards that sold out are the Metaverse cards, the Tabitha links. The Metaverse universe, in my idea, is kind of the it is superheroes, but it's more than that. It's like superheroes, cartoon, anime, kind of like I think when we do like horror cards, sort of like horror movie type stuff. It will also be Metaverse. So the Metaverse, the idea is that the Metaverse can hold just about anything. Anything that's like specifically very high fantasy, or that would be fantasy, or anything that's very cyberpunk, would be cyberpunk, or anything that's very space opera, spaceships and stuff, would be the space opera card type. But for the Metaverse, I was like, where anything kind of goes is what the Metaverse will be, and it will be tilted more towards, I think, superheroes and that kind of thing. But you can see here with Tabitha links, I was like, let's do like an anime kind of witch. So the anime takes us down into that flavor of still kind of comic booky manga, and you can see this character, she kind of has a bit of a something of kind of like a manga anime-ish. I think this style's, there's probably a name for this style, which is she's kind of cross between, I think, the normal standard kind of look for things, and also the anime look. She's kind of got like the anime head. Anime heads are kind of V-shaped a little bit. They kind of do that. She's got a little bit of that going on. And Tabitha is the name of the witch in, what was it, Bewitched? So I thought that was kind of a cute thing. And she's got a little bit of saucy storyline going on there too. Her flair. One of them's "Don't underestimate me," and the other one, she's "You get what you want, I get what I want." So she's got kind of a little bit of a saucy storyline going on there. So I'm going back into the YouTube thing, going into Go Live. Hopefully you guys can't hear that garbage truck. That's oh, look, there we go. I'm back inside of the YouTube chat. There's been chat in the YouTube chat. Sorry guys, I closed my main window so I could live stream it. But Startle the Witch, as I know that is the handle, and Jackson Norwood is with us in here. It says the multiverse is mine. Nice is what Jackson says. He almost did the same with fantasy for batch 1. And yeah, batch 2 is going on auction. I kind of had to decide between going with cyberpunk as the auction or going with fantasy for the auction. I didn't think anybody who had the person who had bought most of the fantasy cards the last time would actually double dip, so I probably maybe should have asked if there was some planning for some double dipping going on there. So I figured I would just put it up since it seemed to be popular, but in hindsight, maybe we should have done that differently, as I definitely didn't want to this early into things, because we're still pretty early, and my whole plan is to keep developing the visibility of blockchain kingdoms, and to continue generating hype by putting up Facebook ads over this next week. Is important for me to get that back up and running. But just looking more at the chat here, you would have checked the oh, we've got the fantasy batch. I think he means last week's fantasy batch. Oh, he said he's in Delaware, and let me know if I need a PO box there. Yeah, I don't think I need a PO box in Delaware. We're able to be incorporated in Delaware, but be a California company. If I remember how it works, we pay like California taxes, and it's one of the reasons you want to be incorporated in Delaware. Is we don't actually have to pay taxes in Delaware, but we do have to pay taxes in California for California business taxes. And I'm sure there's some kind of deal they work out between Delaware and California. I don't know. But that's one of the reasons to incorporate in Delaware. The other reason to incorporate in Delaware is apparently it's what all the startups do. If you have a company where one day you want to get financing from big investors and you want to get like 100 to 200 million, 300, 500 million dollars in investment, and apparently Delaware gives you the best perks for doing that, both for as a company and for investors who want to invest in a company. So we were actually originally incorporated in California, and then after research, I was like, oh, I'm new at this. It's the first official company I've incorporated. Actually, I don't think that's true. I think I incorporated a company when I was like in my mid-20s, but nothing became of that. I might have been for my original video game company, and I realized I just wasn't going to need it. I think it's one of those things where it's like, oh look, I could go online and I could incorporate. Why not? It would just cost me a little bit of money, but yeah, that was a very long time ago. And yeah, they had some comments about the time actually. Monday evening is what Jackson Norwood likes, 7 or 8 p.m. Eastern. Okay, yeah, that's like 4 my time. That makes sense. Might not be good for anybody on the American West Coast who might still be working. So maybe we might do it a little bit later. Something for me to think about. And Start of the Witch says, personally, I said weekday evenings, like Wednesday 9 p.m. Would be a good time. Everyone gets home, get food, be ready. Jackson agrees, Wednesday. So yeah, maybe we'll move it to Wednesdays closer to 9 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, so even 9 p.m. Eastern then is closer to when other people might be off work, so the auctions then might end around 9:45 p.m. Eastern, or 6:45 Los Angeles time. So that could be good on a Wednesday. I think Wednesday is usually down days for me personally, so it would be good. Start the Witch says, yeah, everyone, big is a big Delaware company, Disney Retail Capital. I didn't know Disney Retail was incorporated in Delaware. Yeah, and Capital One, etc. Paxful is a Delaware company, but their main office is actually around the corner. It's 3 p.m. Hopefully you guys don't hear the garbage truck out there. There's a garbage truck running around outside. I think I have an okay microphone, but I don't know, it's pretty loud. It doesn't look like we really have any chatting going on in the Discord, but that's cool because it lets me just kind of focus here on the YouTube stream. So cool, let's go ahead on over back into the shop here. Let's see, so that's all we've sold so far is the Metaverse batch. I know we got some people interested in the Cyberpunk, and yeah, someone told me they were interested in getting some of the Cyberpunk set, which I was gonna put that one in auction when I first thought about it. I was like, that's one I should put on auction just because I really like that particular set, and I think it'd be a cool one to put on auction. But he told me that he wanted to get just probably one of them, and I was like, well, if he's already told me he wants to buy one, I don't want to put Cyberpunk all in auction then. We're still small enough where, I would rather do it that way. And I was like, I think the fantasy one was a big hit last week, so let's go ahead and put that one on auction. And who knows, maybe this week, we won't get any bids on the, or maybe we'll only get one bid, and it'll basically be about the standard retail price. I don't know. It'll be fun to see how this works out, like a game, right? to see if there's demand for that fantasy bundle. But I think the other cool thing about having the fantasy bundle is that people come onto the site and they'll see that there is a fantasy bundle, and when they read the description, it'll say a 10% income. It's 10% income earnings bonus for this bundle. So if they don't know anything about the passive income card yet, and they see, oh, 10% income bonus, like what does that mean? Like you buy the bundle, you get a 10% income bonus. So it kind of starts to lead them into understanding how the passive income cards work, that the more of the same card types and the more factions that you have that are the same, the higher the bonuses go. So a good example actually is like, let's say someone had bought both of the Metaverse batches so far. So each of those sets is going to get that person. Well, now they own both sets. So in the first purchase, that would have been 10% income bonus for those particular cards. That is the faction bonus and the card type bonus, and now that person owns another 5, that is another that's a 15% bonus for each card set. So the Metaverse batch 1, or the essentially, if I go up here and I go the the person who owns all of these cards is going to get plus 15% bonus for these because they bought these, and then also they bought these ones, so they're also getting a plus 15% bonus. Now, if they had not bought these particular cards and they had just held on to the batch 1 faction, it would only be a 10% bonus for this one. But because they have this one, they have the other one, both those sets, both these factions, these particular cards are getting 15%. And these ones going to get 15% income bonus. And they're also the batch 1 and batch 2 cards. So they're going to have the highest max level. I haven't looked at the chat a while. I kind of want to finish this thought first. But the way the max levels work is probably going to be a long game in terms of the ultimate value of the card, because they have the most intrinsic value because they can be leveled up the most. So when we get about a year out onto the platform, and this card can be leveled up to I haven't figured out exactly the increments in terms of the max level cap, so maybe it's every week you can level it up one more. So about a year from now you could level these cards up to like level 52 possibly. People will do it only level every 2 weeks. I kind of want to look at that, but it could have a max level of 52. All right, so we're now earning the passive income units. But are there enough units out there for someone to level up their card to 52? So at the start, you may not yet see everyone seeing the value of having a max level cap. However, when we allow people to purchase the seeds so that it increases the pool of PIU that is out there, and I'm sure that is a thing that will gradually happen as people have to see the value in it. But eventually there's going to be more PIU out there, and it may be easier for people, especially people who've already owned the cards, to level up their cards since they're earning more PIU. And then so for those people, it'll give them, it'll probably give them more leverage in the end, because they won't only be earning more, but they'll also be able to level up their cards to higher levels. So the max levels of the cards and having the earlier batches is definitely a long game in terms of seeing I would say God, how would I even talk about it? The ultimate value of the cards, and having that turn into a something like a 10x or 100x. I don't know how much. It'll all kind of come down to the market, right, and the how the market sees the cards. And my job is to make sure that people see the value, and that we have growth, because everything's a function of growth. If there's more people who want the cards, there's higher demand for the cards. The price of the cards go up, and everybody who's already bought them has their value go up. So it's always about the growth. So I'm always focused on how to create the most amount of growth. And in terms of how I built the systems, I think we're there. And now we're just in a stage where I'm going to be starting to hopefully add some more bodies to the company and scale up our growth. So let me go back and check the chat, because I haven't looked at the chat in a little while. So he says, Star of the Witch says P.O. Boxes is a thing, but unsure the reasoning. We are tax-free state sales wise. So purchasing things sent to the P.O. Box save you sales tax. And forward might help with a high number of purchases. Kind of feel like I have to think about this critically. Does it mean like? Do you mean like tax-free for you guys, or for the companies that are selling things in other states? All this stuff is still kind of new to me, and some of the back end stuff I don't think I have to worry about. I just have to know what the state wants, and you know, what the essentially what we owe, and you know, taxes are coming up in April, right? So I don't know about this year. This year we'll have to see. I think they moved back the deadlines for last year, but we probably won't have to not worry about the deadlines being changed. I think we should have no problem making our deadlines. Go ahead and refresh the page here. Oh, cool! So we did have a purchase on the Hollow Girl, on the Cyberpunk Neon Memories. So that is cool. Makes me happy to see that. Yeah, so if you've not seen OpenCIO, I think it's pretty cool, but I didn't like the way that they have their, essentially their organization. You can have collections on OpenCIO, but those collections are really just like these smart contracts. So we now have a smart contract that holds all of our cards. And it's really been eye-opening for me to see how the NFT works and the smart contracts work, particularly through OpenCIO. This might sound kind of technical, but but essentially what happens is on OpenCIO create a collection, and the collection then is a smart contract on the and the OpenCIO has like an API layer that facilitates you being able to see the cards. And I was surprised to see that I can actually, since I'm the essentially the owner of the smart contract, I can actually still edit your cards after that. So I can edit the the artwork. So if there's an update to the artwork, I can update the artwork of your cards on the Ethereum. I guess it's not. I'm technically not updating them on the Ethereum blockchain when I update like the artwork. I think I'm updating the API layer. So it's really interesting for me to see this, because I wasn't sure like which parts are mutable, can be changed, which parts are immutable, can't be changed. So I was really surprised to see this, that I could actually just go in and I could actually change the description of an NFT even after it had been created or given to transferred to somebody. And we're the only ones who can do that because my wallet owns the smart contract. But you hear so many stories about the smart contracts and NFTs being like immutable, they can't be changed, and so I was kind of surprised to see what can and can't be changed. Like your token IDs will be the same, so if you were to trade your token to someone else, we can then track the token, and we know what the token ID is, so we can say, okay, so this person is definitely the owner of the card. Yeah, so this has all been pretty cool new information for me. So I do plan to end the stream at 8 p.m. So another 20 minutes, and this is cool and fun. Let's see. So if I go up to the top of the stream here, look at this. I can see. Yeah. Oh, look. There is like a text overlaying the video. We're gonna see probably like a screen-in-screen effect here if I keep that too long, right? You know, don't want to hurt anybody's brains on the screen-in-screen effect. So we sold out of 75% of batch 1. That's pretty cool for the just the Void Keepers that we had. Yeah, so I'll be excited to put the advertisements out this week and see how that goes. Yeah, the fantasy definitely sold out the fast. It was just a couple of minutes from launch is when that sold out the first time. And I really enjoyed making these cyberpunk cards. They were a lot of fun. Me, I love cyberpunk. I'd love to make like a really cool cyberpunk game one day, and you know, something. I actually have worked on a prototype in Unity before that allows you to actually like build your own kind of cyberpunking world, and the idea is like you run out and you essentially have like a platform and you can build it out, and you can build cyberpunk nightclubs and stores and vending areas and essentially grow your power. And the idea is you're kind of already existing in this like cyberpunkin megatropolis, and you kind of just start to build out your own new area inside of that giant city that already exists. And it was just a prototype, and I played around with it, and I was like, you know, I really enjoy working with this, but I switched to developing the 5 versus 5 MOBA instead for Blockchain Kingdoms, because I figured that was going to get more mileage. And we have a prototype for that now. Maybe I'll show it in another live stream. How you can kind of run around, you can kill a boss, you can take the football and make a score and score. That's all that's in there right now. I started to put in some of the building elements because I want there to be and crafting stations and places where you can upgrade your weapons and stuff like that, and have about like 4 of the players being the main battlers who go out and fight the other team and collect the boss footballs, and then have another character who can be a builder, and that builder focuses more on being able to build the upgrade stations, and they can also kind of build these like maze-like walls and things, try to block the other team from getting to the goal, or set traps and turrets. I kind of like the idea of having specifically a builder player for each team. And I started to get around to creating the builder player for the prototype, but I had some technical problems, and I'm only semi-technical. I kind of like go so far with the technical stuff until I might hit a brick wall and be like, yeah, I might need to put in like another couple of days to figure this problem out. And sometimes once I get there, I kind of go towards somewhere else where I can make some more progress. Let's see, I might check back at the chat again here. So Jackson Norwood asks, do you have an estimated time for the fantasy auction? I think it might be today. I think the people who are helping me with the fantasy auction, I think the people who are helping me out with fantasy auction are in India. They emailed me really late last night for me. And so maybe I'll hear from them again tonight, and I've told them what I want, and hopefully that should be enough information. It was supposed to be pretty easy, just set up no problem, but I was not able to get the auction ticker to show up on the website. And we were going to hold the auction on OpenSea. If you see the first image for the newsletter, I talked about that being on OpenSea. But then OpenSea, apparently because of the high gas prices right now, they told me that they don't have a high bidder auction. They have some other kind of I'm not sure how it works, some kind of like reverse price auction. That is not what I wanted, so I was like, you know what, I'll just use Shopify to add on the auction, and that way someone will have the choice as to whether or not they want to turn the cards into NFTs. And if the auction price goes up high enough, we can probably just waive any transfer fee and transfer those into a NFT if they want to. So yeah, the answer is possibly today. It'll come down to when this company in India is able to get back to me, and yeah, apparently their software is pretty good. It has the most amount of votes on the Shopify app backend, and it seemed pretty easy to use to me. Just couldn't quite actually get the ticker showing up on the product page, but hopefully we'll get that solved soon. Let's see. Yeah, and I thought it was kind of funny that I didn't include backgrounds in the first round of these. When I first started to create these, I was I was just working on getting the cards, the characters rendered out and the cards rendered out, and then eventually went into Canva.com and I started to search some of their backgrounds because I have an account on Canva.com, and they just have a wealth of backgrounds on Canva, which is kind of like it's kind of like an artwork creating site. It's really great if you have a business and you want to create just about anything, brochures, backgrounds, all kinds of things. And so when I search for things like science fiction backgrounds, I was like, whoa, look at all these. Like, I don't have to worry about rendering all this stuff out or going on to Google and using images I don't have I don't have the right to use. So I've been able to use Canva to find pretty much all the backgrounds so far. And it's worked out great for like if we go back to the Hollow Girl here, and she's kind of got like this I think this is actually New York City behind her. Use New York City. And I really have fun with these captions as well. See, like Hollow Girl here, she has all I'm looking for is peace. Kind of thought it went well with her other cards. I think I'm losing my voice, getting a little frog in my throat here. I'll make you suffer like I suffered. It's kind of a whoops, boob shot there. It was kind of a it's kind of got a little bit of this vengeful streak in this character. I was kind of thinking she was probably like in some kind of laboratory, and that's actually the goal with these cards. With these cards is you kind of get to look at the flair, and you get to put together what the story might be, and you kind of make it up on your own. Like what's the what's the story here? If you go to the Hyperion fleet, and it says here Bryant tried to bring the Hyperion back in one piece. It's like, well, was there another Hyperion before this? Was it did he not bring it back in one piece the last time? Like, what's the story with this captain and this ship and who's talking with him? And you can kind of fill in the blanks. And kind of figure which one. So, we didn't really look at the dragon bundle here. So this is the fantasy bundle is Oxtraxia. And if you've played like Dungeons and Dragons, I played Dungeons and Dragons and Baldur's Gate games, and the dragons sometimes have these really crazy names. They'll have like all these X's and Z's and Y's in the name. So I kind of gave her like this, like Oxtraxia, kind of sounded like a cool dragon name. And I've kind of given her this backstory where she's the guardian of this like barrens-like area, and kind of see she has these orange, hueish kinds of backgrounds here where she's at, and she's got immortal form too. I think when I look at it, I think there's only one really strong memory I have where I realized that, oh, dragons could have human forms too. I think was in one of the Baldur's Gate games. There was a character who was a dragon that you had to go find, but they also had a human form, and I was like, this is a really cool idea, like a dragon in human form, so I thought I would do that and put that in there. It was inspiring. Yeah, so her story is she's a very old dragon and guards these barons, and she's kind of like the I'm not sure how to describe it. I guess guardian, but essentially it's like hers. Like these barons belong to her, and she's got a treasure hoard that no one has ever seen. So maybe Frodo. No, Frodo never went to a dragon hoard. It was the other one, Bilbo. We should throw Bilbo into there. Should have Bilbo go and give Oxtraxia a shot. Yeah, so I do apologize for not having the fantasy bundle ready to go. I do like to get as far ahead of myself when it comes to all the work to do, and I kind of threw myself a major curveball this week, where I was starting to get everything in order for this week's release, and I started to investigate how, I've investigated this before, like, could I create Ethereum tokens for the cards right now? And I did a little bit of research, and I couldn't find an easily accessible way. And I think I've asked people before too, and I think this is still just so new that I just wasn't able to really find the information I needed. And so I gave it another shot, and I did find the information I needed. And I guess this is the one disadvantage of me being a developer who's outside of Silicon Valley. If I knew a bunch of other video game developers who work in Silicon Valley, maybe they'd know these things. And I bet a lot of video game developers even don't know how to create Ethereum tokens, what the deal with them is. I think a lot of video game developers are still, oh, looks like I need to fix this on this card. There's a little bit of a graphical error. I can see on Tabitha Links 4, I fixed that, and kind of see her hat poking out of the card a little bit there. Something to fix. Look at all these cards. They are okay. They don't have that same problem. Yeah, so part of what I do is synced up, so I do have to put all of this metadata in, and the taglines, and the names and the products, make sure that everything matches. Especially when creating the Ethereum tokens. I don't want to send you an Ethereum token with mismatched information. Luckily, I can change it on the API layer if for some reason it was, but I do like to get it right the first time. Let's see. Well, thank you for everybody who's joined me so far during the stream. This is fun, and as we continue to grow and build this, and as I put more advertisements out there, I'll probably do a blast for on Facebook for one of these live stream events, and it'll be fun to get more people in here and joining us. But I think we're off to a really good start. I remember I've been actually trying to think of a way to build something like the passive income idea for a long time. I've had many different iterations of the passive income card idea, and 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 I just couldn't quite figure it out. I even tried to think of a way to work it with the original virtual supply chain for our that commoditizes gamers' time into a job system. But I was thinking, could I have these two systems interact? Could I have the power cores and the power coins interact with the passive income cards? And I kept looking at it, and I couldn't find a way to have them interact without one having leverage over the other. So I was like, at some point, one could have more leverage over the other one in terms of its value. And I was like, you know what, there's no way around that. It's just, just like we have currencies in the world, there's no way to say that, that American dollar can't possibly have be more valuable than, say, a Chinese yuan, or vice versa. One of them in the economic universe is going to have more strength per unit. And I was like, so that's just, that's the idea, is to keep them separate, is to let the passive income cards be passive income cards and be a passive income generating system. And the main virtual supply chain for the jobs is a little bit different, because there is a passive element with owning seeds, but the main commodity in the main virtual supply job system is actually a gamer's time, and that is essentially what we end up trading on the virtual supply chain. That's what we end up using to upgrade the power cores, is the commoditized video gamer time. And it's essentially the powerful part of that technology, is that we've taken your time as a gamer when you play video games. We found a way to commoditize that into a whole like economic foundation. And so I think it was the best idea to keep these two things separate. And if someone wants to generate passive income with our systems, they can either use the passive income cards as a collectibles with these cards and upgrading, or business owner on the job system, on the power cores, and use those. They can also buy the seeds on that system. That's also a passive income generating system. And I really love the job system for blockchain kingdoms and the virtual supply chain there, because it's kind of the best of both worlds. You have both an active commodity system for monetizing video gamer time, and then you also have a passive income side to it as well when it comes to the owning seeds and owning power cores and creating jobs for people. And so for the passive income cards, I just decided, well, it would be cool to add collectibles specifically with the virtual supply chain. So the seed, the underlying seed. If you've already listened to my other videos, you may have already heard this, but the seeds are a little bit different than the main virtual supply chain. But I do like the idea of mixing these collectibles. You get to match the types, and the more that you match, the higher the increase in your earnings. And I think it's a kind of cool way to mix the collectibles with the passive income generating. Ooh, I haven't looked at the chat in a while again. No new chat. Cool. Well, I am going to shut down the stream for now. So thank you, everybody, for joining me during this launch. I know some of you have been supporting us since the beginning, and thank you so much. And I really look forward to building these cards out and growing the user base and growing the value of your cards. And the better the cards do, the sooner we'll be able to essentially launch everything. And also, as the cards do well, it makes it easier for me to go find financing from other people. I'm able to say, we're already debt free, but that we'll also have income. Will be great. It's like, so we have income, and they can see the trajectory of the company, and every day that goes by, you know, I'm able to build us a stronger story about blockchain kingdoms and the future, and you know how we're going to rival the stock market and the forex market in the value of our digital assets. I'm just super excited for the future. Thank you so much, and I will see you guys during the next stream. And if you want to